About 99% of women will use birth control at some point in their lives. That's why it's important to be as informed as possible. We wanted to find out what women know about birth control. We invited a group of women to sit down and talk about their own personal experiences. We also invited Dr. LaToya Patterson, an OBGYN specialist, to answer any questions that may come up. So let's get started. What is the most effective reversible birth control method?
I do believe it's LARC.
What's LARC?
So LARC are long-acting but reversible forms of contraception.
Oh, okay.
Like IUDs?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like an
You're
IUD. Yes.
I'm gonna tip like IUD.
Yes.
So an IUD is
IUDs are
an
around.
example of a LARC method.
But an implant, I guess, would probably fall into that same category
Yep.
too.
So the most effective reversible contraceptive method is the implant. So the Nexplanon is the brand name. After that would be the IUD. And so, but both of those are just as effective as getting your tubes tied. So you could never get your tubes tied and just have an IUD or Nexplanon and have it exchanged until you don't want to have any more children.
So what is the implant exactly?
Yep. So the implant is, the brand name is the Nexplanon. It's probably about this long. It's really thin and it goes right here, kind of underneath the skin. You can feel it, but you won't feel it all the time. So if you touch it, yes, you'll know it's there, but it's not something that you will know and feel in your arm all the time. It lasts for 3 years, and once it is placed, there's nothing else that you have to do.
So how did you first learn about birth control?
Probably say it was because I was looking at really bad cramps when I was a teen, when I first had my menstrual cycle in high school, and it was just because of that. So they said the pill might help regulate the cramps, so that's when I learned about it and first tried it.
A lot of people know about the birth control pill. It's been out a long time. Their mom used it, their grandma used it, their aunt used it, their cousin down the street
Yeah,
used
that was
it.
me too.
And then when you mention things like an IUD or an implant or Depo-Provera, that's when, you know, patients are kind of like, oh, I haven't really heard of that. I don't know anyone that's used it. And so it tends to be a harder sell because people know about the pill and have used the pill for a long time.
I remember feeling really grateful to grow up in an age where I could just get on the internet
Oh, hell
and
yes.
research these things
Yeah.
and have it not be, because it is a very like
Yes.
intimidating thing
Right.
as like a teenager, and it's like if you don't feel like you have a really good support system to be like, okay, what is this thing?
A lot of people consult Dr. Google, right?
Yeah.
And so I caution people that yes, the internet has a lot of good information, but I like to guide people to websites that actually have accurate information. So like bedsider.org is a really good website that has every form of contraception, the good, the bad, the side effects, all the things.
Well, do you ever talk about birth control with any of your friends?
All the time.
All the time.
I've reached a point in my life where the conversation I'm having about birth control and contraceptive with my friends is shifting, because a lot of them are like coming to a point in their life where they want to have kids or they're thinking about that choice. So, you know, if you're on the pill, if you have the implant, if you use the NuvaRing, like all of these things, it's like, well, if I want to have a kid in the next couple of years, or if we want to start thinking about that in our life, it's like, it's becoming like from something you hold on to dearly as like to a younger person to being like, well, actually, maybe this is what I want in my life. So it's very like having that, seeing that life cycle of like what contraceptives means to a person.
Yeah.
in
That
a
is
relationship.
you at that time.
That starts happening after a while as the conversations move on from just being like, you know, what is plan B? How do I get that? To be, you know, what do I want in the future? What do I want for my family?
Jill mentioned Plan B, which a lot of people don't know about, like emergency contraception, meaning you're not on anything consistently and you have unprotected intercourse and you want to prevent a pregnancy from that act. And so it's something that a lot of patients don't really know about. Like, where do I get Plan B? What is Plan B? It's over the counter now. You can get it at Walmart. You can get it at CVS. You don't have to get it from the pharmacy. So it's convenient to use, and you can use it within 72 hours of unprotected intercourse to prevent getting pregnant.
So tell us about your personal experiences using condoms.
We've only used the male condom.
Okay.
And we use them regularly, actually. Even if I'm on the pill, I'm very paranoid. So just knowing, you can see it, you're like, okay, nothing got through, we're good. Yeah, so it's a comfort thing too.
Yeah. How seriously do you talk about birth control with your sexual partners?
Seriously.
I think it's a serious conversation. I think it's probably like the first conversation that comes up when it comes to just like, activities like, all right, and when's the last time you were tested? What are we using? What do you usually use? This is what I usually use. Like, just something really open and immediate. Like, it's not a later conversation. It's like, oh, you'd like to have sex? Well, let's exchange some information.
Right. I really like what you said about getting tested first because, you don't want to have sex and then like, oh, now let's go get tested. Well, little too late. If something, we hope that's not the case, but if it was,
I think it's definitely a good conversation to have to build trust with your partner.
Exactly,
And kind of very much be open, because if you're not willing to be open about your sexual history or what you're willing to do for contraceptive, maybe this is not
for
a situation you should be in.
Right. Agreed.
Well, thank you ladies again so much for hanging out today. It's really been a great conversation.
Thank you. And thank you, Dr. Patterson.
Thank you, doctor.
Actually learned a lot today.
Thank you for joining us today. I hope you've learned as much as we did. In fact, we're not done talking. If you'd like to hear more of our conversation, join us for part 2. If you have your own questions about birth control options and which one may be right for you, the best place to start is with your healthcare provider. You can also go online to the American Sexual Health Association website to learn more about birth control as well as other sexual health issues.